Title: The Watcher in the Dark. The old house on the outskirts of town had long been abandoned, its once grand facade now crumbling under years of neglect. Local legend spoke of strange occurrences within its walls, but it was Lucy's determination that led her to the creaking front door one chilly evening. She had always been fascinated by the paranormal, and the rumors surrounding this particular house had piqued her interest. Lucy, in her late 20s and equipped with a flashlight and a camera, stood at the entrance of the house. Her breath formed visible clouds in the cold air, and the faint light from her flashlight cast eerie shadows on the peeling wallpaper inside. "This is it," Lucy murmured to herself, adjusting her camera. "Let's see what this place has to offer." As she stepped inside, the floorboards groaned beneath her weight, each step stirring up dust that had settled for years. The air was thick with the smell of decay, and the dim light from her flashlight revealed old furniture covered in dusty sheets and broken picture frames strewn across the floor. Lucy began her exploration with a mix of excitement and trepidation. She moved methodically from room to room, documenting the house's state with her camera. The deeper she went, the more oppressive the atmosphere became. The house seemed to be holding its breath, waiting. In the basement, Lucy found a door slightly ajar. A low, unsettling moan emanated from the darkness below, sending a shiver down her spine. With a deep breath, she pushed the door open and descended the stairs. The basement was even more unsettling. Strange symbols and markings covered the walls, their meanings lost to time. In the corner stood a small, dusty mirror, its surface streaked and cloudy. Lucy approached it cautiously, her flashlight flickering intermittently. "What is this doing here?" she wondered aloud, her voice barely above a whisper. As she examined the mirror, she noticed something odd. Her reflection appeared distorted, and behind her, she thought she saw a shadowy figure. She spun around quickly, but the basement was empty. When she turned back, the figure was gone. "Just my imagination," Lucy told herself, though she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The moaning sound had stopped, replaced by an oppressive silence. Lucy decided it was time to leave. As she turned to head back upstairs, she noticed the mirror again. This time, the figure was unmistakably there, standing closer than before, its hollow eyes fixed on her. Panic surged through her as she saw the gaunt face and the unsettling smile. "No, this can't be real," she stammered, her voice trembling. The figure's hand reached out through the mirror, its fingers extending into the basement air. Lucy's heart raced as she stumbled backward, knocking over a pile of old newspapers. The figure's hand made contact with her arm, sending a cold, paralyzing shock through her body. Desperately, Lucy tried to flee, but the basement door slammed shut behind her with a deafening bang. She pounded on the door, her screams echoing through the empty house, but it was no use. The whispers began again, low and haunting, filling the basement with an almost tangible fear. "Help! Someone please!" Lucy cried out, her breath coming in ragged gasps. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, as if the house itself was taunting her. The temperature dropped sharply, and Lucy could see her breath in the icy air. The door creaked open, but Lucy hesitated, unsure of whether it was a trap or a chance for escape. Summoning her courage, she stepped through the door and raced up the stairs. She burst out into the night, the cold air hitting her face like a slap. The front door of the house was wide open. She dashed toward it, relief flooding her as she stepped outside. The house loomed behind her, its dark windows like watchful eyes. Lucy turned to look back, only to see the door slam shut with a final, resounding thud. A chilling whisper reached her ears, just as she was about to leave. "You can never leave." The house seemed to pulse with a dark energy, its presence palpable even from a distance. Lucy's heart pounded in her chest as she hurried away, the whispers still echoing in her mind. As she drove away, she glanced back at the house, now a dark silhouette against the night sky. The feeling of being watched persisted, a lingering dread that seemed to follow her. She never returned, but the house remained a dark reminder of the night when something had reached out from beyond the mirror. Some houses, it seems, claim their own, and once they have found you, there is no escaping the darkness that watches from within.